Morning, children. So let us start with the new chapter, respiration in organisms. Chapter number 10. So children, you people know that we all require food for our survival and existence. So whatever the food we need, it gets digested and we get energy from it. So we get energy from the food we eat. Then children, actually for the digestion of food, we want air. That is what? Oxygen. Without which, without oxygen, we cannot breathe, we cannot get energy. We cannot get energy. Means, children, without oxygen, our food is not getting digested. So, we get oxygen through our body through respiration. So, oxygen is very much required for the digestion of the food and to get energy from the food. So, we get oxygen through respiration. Okay. Then children, this respiration is what all about is the air we take. Okay, the air we take, in that whatever the air we take in through our nose, that is what we call it as a space is there, a nasal cavity where it is been this part in that nasal cavity is called as the pharynx, the down part where we have a voice box to speak. Voice box where we have vocal cords. Okay, so this voice box is nothing but voice box. This is called as voice box. Voice box nothing but larynx. Where it is, we have a windpipe here. This windpipe is nothing but called as the trachea. Where this trachea, where it interns, where it is been broken down to the both of the lungs. Okay, so this what the trachea is there, where it is going to go to both of the lungs, children. Then one of the lungs when we take for consideration. So when it is broken down, so this part we can call it as one part, another part. So this part I call it as bronchi. So bronchi is further broken down, okay, into the lungs. So from the bronchia, okay, children, these parts where it has been again broken down. This is called as what? Bronchia. What? Bronchia. Where it is further broken down into another two parts. We call it as bronchioles. At the end of this bronchioles, we have a minute air sacs. We have a minute air spaces or air sacs. A small where air can come and sit inside. So that part of the lungs is called as alveoli. Okay. Where exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place through this air sacs called as alveoli. Then children, actually to tell you, whatever the oxygen we take through our nose, it is been carried to every cells of our body. In these cells, actually to tell you, the breakdown of food takes place. The breakdown of food can take place only with the help of oxygen. So the breakdown of food takes place with the help of oxygen. So children, it can take place in our cells. So each and every cells of our body gets oxygen, okay, through our breathing process. Then children, where the food is broken down and we get energy with the help of oxygen. So that process is called as children, that process is called as we call it by the name like we call it by the name like by the name cellular respiration, or it is called as cellular respiration. Cellular respiration means breakdown of food in the cells to give energy takes place with the help of oxygen. So this process is called as cellular respiration. Cellular respiration means breakdown of food takes place in the cells of our body to give energy with the help of oxygen. This process is called as cellular respiration. Sometimes children, where the food can get broken down in the cells to give energy, but without the help of oxygen, so that type of respiration is called as anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration. I can write it here. Anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration means food is broken down to give energy in the cells of our body. Food is broken down to give energy. Okay, food is broken down to give energy in our cells without the use of oxygen. So that process is called as anaerobic respiration. It can take place in some of the single-celled organisms like yeast children. Yeast, a microorganism, a single-celled microorganism by the name yeast. Here, food is broken down to give energy for it without the help of oxygen. Without the help of oxygen also they can respire. Without the help of oxygen also they can respire. Who? Yeast cells. So without oxygen also they can respire. Where they can break down their food to get energy. Where they can break down their food to get energy. In these yeast cells, single-celled microorganisms. So where they don't make use of oxygen, so that type of respiration is also called as anaerobic. What? Anaerobic respiration. They don't make use of oxygen only, children. They don't make use of oxygen only to break down the food. Then children, in the absence of oxygen, if the food is broken down, if the glucose is broken down to give energy, it gives children, alcohol and carbon dioxide. It gives alcohol and carbon dioxide. Yeast cell, they are going to respire, children. They are going to break down the food without the help of oxygen. So that type of respiration is called as anaerobic respiration. So If they are going to break down the food without the help of oxygen, if they are going to break down the food without the help of oxygen, that process is called as anaerobic anaerobic respiration. Finally, they are going to yield what? Alcohol and carbon dioxide with the release of energy. With the release of energy. So that process is nothing but called as anaerobic respiration. So only these yeast cells are used in the manufacturing of wine and beer. They are used for the manufacture of wine and beer. So that is nothing but anaerobic respiration. Then children, to tell you, our muscle cells, they are also going to respire anaerobically. Okay, they are also going to respire anaerobically when there is temporary deficiency, when there is lack of oxygen in our body, they are going to respire anaerobically. Our cells, muscle cells also, when we are doing heavy exercise, heavy running, heavy walking, heavy exercise and all, where we are where our body wants lot of energy, that time what can happen, we are going to breathe fast. When I run, when I do exercise, our energy for us, that we want lot of energy to go for exercise. When I am doing exercise, we spend a lot of energy. For that, food has to get broken down very fast. So, if food has to get broken down very fast, it wants lot of oxygen. So, we are going to breathe a lot. So, what can happen? We will breathe a lot. We take air a lot. We breathe air a lot, so that it goes and reaches the cells where food can be broken down faster to give energy for that heavy exercise and all. Then children, what can happen during heavy exercise and all? Cramps takes place. Cramps are there. Cramps means, children, cramps means in our muscle cells, a type of pain takes place in our muscle cells. A type of pain takes place, that is called as the cramps. Why our muscle cells? Because our muscle cells was in the need of oxygen. So we don't get, if we don't get proper oxygen, it itself starts muscle cells. It itself starts respiring without the use of oxygen. Without using oxygen only, it starts respiring. It starts respiring means what? In that cells, breakdown of food starts taking place. Breakdown of food starts taking place. Then it starts, there is a lack of oxygen. So when muscle cells, they are going to respire anaerobically. So there is a partial breakdown of glucose, children. There is a partial half breakdown of glucose. So when there is half breakdown of glucose, so it produces a very important type of lactic acid. So this lactic acid is being accumulated in the cells. Accumulation of lactic acid, okay children, accumulation of this lactic acid, it will cause us muscle cramps, muscle pain. Okay, cells, in that cell, when food is getting broken down children, in which cell? The muscle cells. If the food is broken down half, okay, partial breakdown of food. So partial breakdown of food yakagatte andre, because there is a lack of oxygen. Purti oxygen ittandre cells olaga purti breakdown akete food. If there is half oxygen, half breakdown of food takes place in the muscle cells. So we call it as partial breakdown of food, partial breakdown of glucose. So partial breakdown of food means only what very less amount of oxygen is used, or you can tell it as no oxygen only. So only we call it as anaerobic respiration. So partial breakdown of food in the muscle cells will generate a kind of acid called as lactic acid. So this accumulation of lactic acid, accumulation of this lactic acid in the cells will make the cell to get pain. So we call it as cramps, muscle cramps. So at that time what we do, we are going to respire a lot, we are going to take the air a lot, or if that is paining, if something muscle is paining, if something it is paining means we will take a hot water bath, so that that blood circulation can take place, and so that our pain is being released, so that that pain becomes less. So that is going to improve the blood circulation in our body. Our pain kadime agutte. That makes what the circulation of blood in our body takes place properly in that muscle. So if that part is paining, what they will do? They are going to give a hot water bath or some massage or some hot water bath, so that it can improve the blood circulation in that part, and that muscle can become free of lactic acid. So that lactic acid is being broken down. So that lactic acid is being broken down into again what? So that lactic acid is again broken down into, so this lactic acid is being broken down into carbon dioxide and water. So lactic acid is broken down into carbon dioxide and water. So when lactic acid is broken down into carbon dioxide and water, it is going to release the pain, and muscle is going to become free from the pain because of hot water bath, where it can improve the circulation of blood. So children, after this we have done breathing. Breathing means it is nothing but one breathing means it is nothing but one inhalation and one exhalation. I will have some things children from here. Okay. I will write some things. I should write like what is breathing. What is breathing? Breathing involves children inhalation, one inhalation and one exhalation. Okay. So one breathing involves one inhalation and one exhalation. One inhalation means once if I take the oxygen rich air through my nose, through my nasal cavity, through my windpipe, finally it is going to reach the lungs, as you know. So this inhalation is what I am going to take. Intake of oxygen. Intake of oxygen rich air. I am going to take air. One exhalation means where I can take, where I draw carbon dioxide from my body. So once I take oxygen, once I give out carbon dioxide. So in inhalation, exhalation. So one inhalation and one exhalation is nothing but one breathing. So children, what can happen means, when you want more energy, when you are running, like when you are doing heavy exercise, so you are in the need of heavy energy. So what you do, you are going to breathe a lot and you are going to take lot of oxygen inside your body. So that is going to reach to the cells. In that cells, it can make the food to get broken down faster, so that it is going to release lot of energy which is been required for your heavy exercises and all. ನೀವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತೀರಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ನೀಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೀದ್ ಅ lot of oxygen will reach your lungs. How it will reach your lungs? When it is going to reach your lungs, finally it is going to reach the millions of cells in your body. When that oxygen reaches in the cells, there, if oxygen is there, food is broken down. If food is broken down, then you get what, children? Then you get energy. Then we get energy that is used for your daily activities, or which is being used for your heavy exercises or for your heavy walking and all. So if you start running fast, you start breathing fast. If you start breathing fast, oxygen will go inside your cells and it will make the food to get broken down and it will release the energy. Then again you can do lot of work. Then you can go for another one big walk. So if you do lot of physical activity, you have to eat properly, because lot of food is getting digested there. So if you have to do lot of physical activity, you have to eat a lot, eat more, and you can do lot of hard work and lot of your physical activities. Then children, as you people know, children, like when air is like when it is going to enter our nasal cavity through pharynx, this part is pharynx. When it reaches larynx, this is nothing but pharynx. These are the parts of our respiratory system. Okay, these are the parts of our respiratory system. So when it reaches the windpipe, this is nothing but the windpipe. Okay, windpipe is also called as that trachea. When it reaches through this bronchi parts, this is one bronchi, this is one bronchi. It is being broken down into bronchioles. These bronchioles contains millions of air sacs called as alveoli, where the actual exchange of gases takes place in our body. That is, actual exchange of gases can take place only in this alveoli. Exchange of gases. Carbon dioxide will come inside. Oxygen will go to the neighboring cells. Carbon dioxide from that neighboring cell will go to this alveoli. From this alveoli, whatever oxygen is there, it is being transported to the neighboring cells. Like that, it is being transported to the neighboring cells. From that, it will take carbon dioxide. From this, whatever oxygen is there, it is given to the neighboring cells. That carbon dioxide again it will come out, it is given out. This carbon dioxide is given out. So this is what the respiration can take place, children. Don't worry. Then children, actually now during one respiration model, one inhalation. During my inhalation, once if I am going to inhale, okay, actually this lungs, they are protected by the rib cage. Bones are there. Actually we have bones. I will show you. Can you see it? Okay. So actually children, these are lungs. These are two lungs. They are being supported by rib cage. Bones are there. Below the bones, we have chest cavity. In this chest cavity, we have lungs, two lungs. Inside this lungs, children, okay, here is a gap we have, because inside this gap we have our important heart. So this part is called as diaphragm. Down part of the lungs is called as diaphragm. Once if I take oxygen, inhalation, again is what I can tell. Ribs, they go up. Ribs go up and they come out. They come out. They can come. Ribs can come out and they go up. This diaphragm it goes down. Space increases here. Air is filled, so that is going to rush into the lungs. This is during inhalation. Inhalation ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ribs, bones, whatever I am speaking, bones, they go up, they come out. This diaphragm goes down. Space increases in between the chest cavity where air can rush out to the lungs. Yes, children. During exhalation, when I give out carbon dioxide back, ribs come down. They move inwards. Ribs come down. Ribs come down. Bones come down. Okay, they go inwards. Diaphragm also goes. It was down, it will come to its original position. Again, carbon dioxide comes out from my body. One important thing to tell you: inhalation means I take oxygen inside my body. That I am including the lungs. The ribs, bones, they go up, and they are going to come outwards. So diaphragm will go down. This increases the space between the lungs and the diaphragm. So air is going to rush inside the lungs. And during exhalation, when I am going to put out carbon dioxide out, rib cage come down. They go inwards, and even the diaphragm will come to its original position. Ribs they come down. Ribs, bones, they come down. They go inwards. Diaphragm will also come to its original position, and I give out carbon dioxide out. During exhalation, inhalation means taking oxygen inside. Exhalation means giving carbon dioxide out from my body. So children, our nasal cavity, in this nasal cavity we have a lot of hairs, where hairs are going to help in prevention of these foreign particles, dust particles, dust particles, whatever things, maybe microbes, they are not going to enter into our respiratory system because of the hairs present in our nose, the hairs present in our nasal cavity. These hairs, they are going to prevent the dust going inside our this respiratory tract. So in that hairs, the foreign particles, dust particles, they will be struck up. So that makes this cavity, that makes this nasal cavity like irritating, and this irritating may make us to cause sneeze. When we are going to sneeze out, these foreign particles, dust particles, they are going to come out from the nose. So these foreign particles are struck up in the nose because of the hairs present in the nose. What all topics has to be told according to the rules, those all topics have covered, children. Please better go through, you can read the textbook. Okay, some parts actually have been skipped out because of this whatever the process which is now like this lockdown and all. Some parts of this chapter are skipped because as per the government rules, some important parts only they have been skipped out. which have been given for you to read now, those parts I have told now. Okay, which are been skipped out according to government rules. You people don't skip. You can read your textbook properly. Read the entire chapter properly from the textbook. Whatever things has to be told according to rules, I have spoken up. Thank you. Go through the textbook. Thank you, children.